Hey y'all, I am going to show you guys today how to, super simple, how to epoxy a tumbler. I have 2 cups that are ready for epoxy. This one has black glitter on the top and peacock glitter on the bottom. They are both Recollections. Here's the black one. And peacock. Let's see, I'm running low on that one. But they are both by Recollections. And then for my second cup, I'm gonna do this one. Customer ordered a cup with Paradise. This is also by Recollections. So what I did for both of the cups is I have applied the glitter with epoxy. That is currently my favorite method to use. I don't use Mod Podge anymore unless I'm applying a second coat of glitter. And I waited for the epoxy to dry, and then I just taped it off. So you can see the tape on the bottom and the top. I personally like to have a little bit of silver at the top and the bottom, but I think that's mostly like personal preference. So that is my preference. And I just sealed it with some of this as well. Especially when I'm doing multiple colors, I do like to seal the glitter on. It makes it so that it doesn't move when I put the epoxy on. So I'm gonna put those on my turner, and I hope I position the video to where you can at least see how I apply it. I haven't mixed up my epoxy yet. So I just have a little measuring cup, and because I'm doing a 30 ounce and a 20 ounce, I think I'll do, usually the first, I use the Alumilite epoxy, and usually the first coat of epoxy takes, with like applying it onto the glitter, usually like soaks in the epoxy. So let's see, I think I'll do, I think I'll do 20 of A and 20 of B. So, I'll get my A ready. And I usually stop right before the line because it'll like even out, and then it'll be right at the 20 mark or whatever mark I need. Okay, so you can see, well, maybe you can't see, but it is at the 20 millimeter mark. That's for part A, and then I'm going to do it in my second medicine cup. I'm going to do another 20 of B. I almost did A again. And once again, stop that right before the 20 mark. Okay, so since I don't have enough to mix it in one medicine cup, I have got these little Dixie cups. I usually use 2 because the epoxy likes to soak into the plastic, or the cheap, whatever it's called. So then I'll dump them both in there. Grab a popsicle stick, and I will scrape the sides of the medicine cup just to make sure to get every little bit. You can see it from here. There we go. Okay, so part B is pretty well scraped out. Now put that one to the side, and I'm going to pour in part A. Let it fall in, and then start scraping the sides. And make sure I get as much into the Dixie cup as I can. I'm gonna have to get a different tripod, I think. I've been thinking about starting a YouTube channel for a while now. I've been making cups for almost a year, I think. And I was never really that confident. But somebody asked me this morning if I had a YouTube channel, and I was like, you know what? Let's start a YouTube channel. So, alright, I got part A pretty well scraped out of the medicine cup. So now I'm just going to slowly mix part A and part B together. Until it is clear. And like sometimes you can, let me get closer here. You can see that it's kind of cloudy. Maybe you can see that. But if I keep mixing it, and it is pretty warm. Usually epoxy does better the warmer the room. So it is pretty warm in this little area of my house. So make sure to scrape the sides really good. Scrape the bottom. So I think you can tell that this is a little bit more clear than what it was before. I certainly can. So now I'm just gonna let that sit for just a few minutes, and in the meantime I'm gonna get my cups ready. So I'm just gonna leave that right there. I'm gonna get my cups ready. So now that, since I have I'm only epoxying 2 cups today. I'm going to use a 3rd cup to kind of help with the weight distribution. So there's the 120 ounce that I'm doing. So I'm going to get another 20 ounce. Let me see if I can find one. I gotta have one somewhere around here. Just for an even weight distribution. So I found one. So then I'll put this on the other side, because I have a 3-cup turner, so if I have 1 cup on one of these sides, it's not going to be evenly distributed. So I have this that I use from Harbor Freight, or I got it from Harbor Freight. I use to blow on the epoxy after I get it all set on the cup, and I wait about 10 or so minutes to do that after I've applied the epoxy. So I'm going to turn on my turner. I hope, maybe I'll see about moving you, because that might be a little loud in your ear. Let's see. Let's see here. Didn't really think this one through, did I? Okay. So, give me a second here to reposition ya. There. Now at least you can see me do this one. Okay. So I use a glove to apply the epoxy. And my epoxy, it has been sitting for just a few minutes, and it's got some air bubbles in it, but those will be taken care of when I use the heat torch on it, or the heat gun. Okay, so I always start applying epoxy when I have multiple colors. I'll start on the lighter color first, because if the lighter color gets into the darker color, most of the times you can't tell. So, but this is also sealed too, so it shouldn't move too much. So, I just dip my finger in it, my gloved finger, and I start just applying it. Make sure to get it even. The turner is pretty loud, so I just make sure to touch all the areas that I'm working on. Add a little bit more epoxy if I need to. Oops. Alright, so now that the blue is completely covered, I'm going to go in and start on, actually I'm going to change cups because my second cup is lighter than the black, and I'd hate to have black speckles on this gorgeous Paradise cup. So because this turner is a little weird, I kind of have to work around what I've got here. So I just apply it as fast as I can. Well, not really as fast as I can, but and sometimes I just gotta wait for it to come around this way. Try to do, you know, apply some, so there's quite a bit on there. You don't want too much because it's going to start, you know, leaking onto your surface. So I got to kind of creep under here for this one. There we go. Our turner's starting to come out. Maybe that's why I was making so much noise. So I just go over it with my finger. A little spot right here I haven't gotten yet. And then once I feel like I've got the whole cup covered, I go over just in a straight line like this with my fingers, just to make sure that I've got full coverage on the whole cup. And you'll be able to feel it underneath your finger if you don't, because it'll feel rougher than the spots that have epoxy. Okay, so that cup is done. I'm going to turn you again. Maybe. There we go. And I'm going to finish this black. So again, going over it with my finger, make sure I get every spot. I don't know if you can tell, but that spot's not glossy, so obviously I missed that spot. So now that I have the cups pretty much covered, I kind of just stand here for a minute. I do have a tiny bit of epoxy, tiny bit of epoxy left in my cup. So I'm just gonna stand here and kind of try to look at it from almost every angle and make sure that I have all spots covered. It's good to look at it from multiple angles because it kind of gives you different lighting on different spots. That one's looking good. I'm looking at the Paradise one too, the little 20 ounce. And I'm not seeing any spots. You will notice that I am just going to use the rest of my epoxy because I don't want it to go wasted. So you'll notice that on my 20 ounce, I'll show you in just a second. Sometimes the glitter will, if you have a thinner layer of epoxy on your cup, sometimes the glitter will kind of peek through and make it a little rough. So what I do, let me turn you around here. So, okay. Maybe you can see it when it goes around. Look against the wall. You can see where the glitter's poking out. That's okay, because what I'm going to do afterwards, after this is all dry, I'm going to sand it down and then put the decal on. So, look at that blue, guys. It's gorgeous. Once again, that's called Peacock by Recollections. This is Ebony or Black by Recollections. And that one is Paradise by Recollections. So that is going to conclude this video for today. Thank you so much for jumping on and watching and learning how to make cups with me. If you like this video, please like and subscribe it. And I hope to see you guys next time. Thanks. Bye.